It took me forever to understand this, but I think I finally understand this idea. And let me get my pen out because I just realized I don't know where I put my pen. And, it took me this class, which means four physics class, to understand what the hell rotational angle really means. And it took me four different classes for me to understand this very concept, which really I only understand because a professor just told me straight off, right? And I can't seem to find a freaking pen to save my life. I don't know where it went. This pen to no. Oh, it's on the floor? No? It's on the floor? I don't know. Shit. Yeah. You can look at the document here and see what the hell I'm talking about. Genuinely speaking about the idea of, did I lose it? Shit, that means I can't use this anymore. No, that's not. Is it? Shit. Oh no. Did I really seriously use my pen outright? Let me stop this sharing. Oh, I seriously lost it. Oh, found it. Okay. So, found my pen that I need to use to write things in. Took me forever. I need to really clean up my desk. Uh, but yes, it took me. Okay, so this concept is really embarrassing for me. But as soon as this professor told me it, I understood it. But in all of Physics 2A, where I'm supposed to learn it, I never learned it. It took me until um, MAE 30A to actually learn this concept, and I'm pretty angry at people because it's such an easy concept, and I can't believe I would have been deprived of this information for so long. So that information is I never understood a type of rotation, um, a type of translation, right word. So you do know that there is in physics. I've always learned this concept, and to be fair, I need to put a collision question in here too. Actually, thinking about it, good reminder for myself. All right, so if you look over here, I have always questioned. Oh my god, please. Why did I put the conservative force with my choice? But my choice was horrible because they're not gonna know what that a vector field mean until like the 20 D. So yes. So angular question. So what I didn't understand was that if you have an angular moving like this, an object to object in motion, we have a defined method that's similar to displacement with change in angle equal omega t plus 1/2 alpha t square. That part I didn't understand because I always thought, hey, you're moving back to your same place. There's no displacement. You're going back and forth. But displacement is one type of motion. There's more than one type of motion. Once you understand that, you understand how this works. And I just realized my camera was off. Oh, oh whatever. It doesn't matter. So most of my videos don't have cameras anyways. Because it doesn't allow me sometimes and I don't really want my camera on. But yes, yeah, at least no one sees me stumble around looking for something. Um, so, uh, so, I want to talk about the different way of motion. So, displacement is one type, angle radians is one type, and decaying frequency is one type, which is just frequency. There's many different types of frequency, and you can thank Fourier series for uh, I forget. I'm learning Fourier series now, but whatever. It's not important. Um, it's in part. Fine, I'll tell you. So it's basically a summation of something like here. But as you can see, because of the e to the I square over here, this will always decay. Um, well, ME21 is a complete mess right now. That section of the document. Anyways, because it's no fun. I don't like chemistry that much, and MA21 is basically chemistry, more chemistry than normal. I like physics a lot better. Anyway, so you can see these three types, and as you can see, that's why I love MA department, because I only need Chem 6A for my course. I don't need 6B or 6C. Um, Not thinking about it. That's probably the reason why it's incomplete all this time, and I don't want to actually finish this shenanigans. But yes, so it took me four different four different classes to finally realize that there's different types of movement, and that is why it works. Um, I always never understood that, because displacement is always zero unless you're in a car on a road which is using displacement to offset it, right? You're using displacement to offset it. Basically, what's happening is that over here the velocity is two times, and then the velocity back, because there's two velocities here. What that means is that either you can look at zero velocity over here and look at v1 and negative v as a rotational thing with displacement if there's friction on the floor with the car, with the wheel moving, or you can look at the lever point like this. It's very confusing. There's even another theory when if you move it over here because of the torque arm, this actually stays in place with the friction. Very confusing. I don't really still don't understand it, which is another reason why I will have to research. I mean, not research. I want to understand it. I've been taught this, but I don't understand it. So I want to understand it eventually. Um, yeah, a lot of times physics you don't understand until way later, which is what happened here, and I think that's a good thing. Anyways, which is why I recommend you always pay attention with your to the professor, even though you're learning it again and again and again, especially in physics, because you might learn something different in your professor's physics class. You can ignore the other teachers like the synthesis professors all you want. They won't help you in STEM, but if you're gonna learn about physics and you have a professor, always go to that lecture. Out of all the lectures, I recommend you go to the math and physics lecture, because they always have a new way of thinking and doing something. Um, and something that you thought you understood fully well, like three types of movements, which I honestly never understood really well. So it's actually a good thing that he told me directly in class, like this is the three types of movements, blah. Um, and then that just told me everything. Literally, that just explained my confusion for about 3 4 years. I know 4 5 years. I was confused since physics, regular physics in high school with the teacher I had, which yeah, and I was always confused about it, and it took me MA38 to me finally understand this, which is quite embarrassing. But now I understand it. Now I understand everything about the three types of movements. I kind of wish I took 4B, because 4A helps so much to understand something. And I feel like if I took 4, if so, I'm just telling you, if you go to UC San Diego, I recommend you take the 4 series of physics instead of the 2 series of physics. Um, I made this document intending for mostly two series. Okay, that's concerning. What happened to my physics? To I think I accidentally deleted the section. Um, well, I'm gonna have to fix